Breaking news, Bills OC Joe Brady pulls out of the Saints head coaching search and stays in Buffalo. Ladies and gentlemen, behind me is Ian Rapoport. I mean, Saturday night, I can't do anything. I go 10 minutes, I step away, get some food, boom, bada bing, bada boom. I have a video scheduled to go out, 40 minutes of me just absolutely being the face of the franchise. Next thing I know, Joe Brady pulls out of the Saints head coaching search, so we'll talk about it, and we'll react to it. I think it's pretty simple, ladies and gentlemen. I think this is as 1 + 1 = 2 as it gets. I think Joe Brady looked around and said, I'm in a pretty good situation here. I've got Josh Allen as my quarterback. I've got a hell of a roster. I've got a team that could legit be, a Super Bowl winning team this year. I could be next year's Ben Johnson. I could be next year's Liam Cohen, who gets the big monies, the big money heavyweight. Okay. So I think Joe Brady looked around at that and said, well, I'm going to do that. I'm going to bet on myself. I'm going to bet on this situation. And instead of risking everything and force myself into a spot, I'll just take a step back and see what's out there. Now, a lot goes into this. If the Bills would not be in the situation they are, where they're still playing, so Brady, his candidacy gets kind of drug on, and everything else happens to where the Saints are the only available option. If that doesn't happen, Brady may have left. So I don't blame him. If I was Joe Brady, I would have done the same thing. If I was any coach, I would probably do the same thing, because you just have so much more to gain by waiting. Again, you have no leverage right now. Brady has zero leverage. If he waits and everything goes cool next year, goes back into the coaching carousel, all of a sudden now he's got a ton of leverage. So just monetarily, it makes sense to wait. So now we'll wait and see now what some of these other coaches do. Like Kellen Moore, similar situation where Kellen Moore may say, I'm in a pretty good spot here in Philly, pretty insulated, pretty good roster, pretty good front office. I'll just wait. Play my options out. Now, there is a risk. There is a risk that comes with this. You can go ahead and ask Bobby Slowick that risk. The risk is you could be bad next year, and you could get fired, or you could get demoted, and all of a sudden you have no head coaching options, right? So Slowick did the same thing that Joe Brady did, and kind of bit Slowick in the ass.
On the eve of the AFC title game, the Buffalo Bills have some breaking news, and no doubt it is a bit of breaking news their fans will be extremely excited about. Sources tell me and colleague Tom Pelissero that Joe Brady, their offensive coordinator, architect of this high-flying offense that has lit up the NFL this year and made Josh Allen an MVP candidate, taking the Bills to the AFC title game, he is staying in Buffalo. My understanding is Joe Brady has informed the New Orleans Saints that he is out of their head coaching search. They'd wanted to interview him over the course of the next couple of days after they play in the AFC title game, which they're allowed to do whether or not the Bills win or lose. But that interview now is not going to happen. So Joe Brady out with the Saints, staying in Buffalo. And that leaves the Saints with two more candidates to talk to. They want to speak with Mike McCarthy, the Cowboys coach, former Cowboys coach. He is on their docket. And then Kellen Moore, the Eagles offensive coordinator. Kellen Moore, the Eagles offensive coordinator, also expected to talk to the Saints. So still in the throes of their head coaching search, the last team to have a vacancy, but Joe Brady is out.
Yeah, so what was once a fatal four-way ladder match with the head coach contract of the New Orleans Saints hanging above the ring is now a triple threat match. The triple threat now is between Mike McCarthy, Darren Rizzi, and Joe Brady. Kellen Moore. Joe Brady has eliminated himself from the match. So we'll see. I mean, like I said, whatever. I'm not going to lose any sleep over this. We talked about Joe Brady all the time on this channel, where relatively unknown. We're not totally sure what all he's got. Is he ready to be a head coach? I don't know. Do I feel like the Saints missed out? I feel like the Saints missed out on interviewing him. It would have been nice to interview him, but am I sure that Joe Brady would have been a fantastic head coach? No, I have no idea. Right? So, yeah, you would like to interview people. You would like to get the chance, but I'm going to lose zero sleep over this. I don't think you should lose any sleep over this as a Saints fan. It is what it is. I mean, just like last year, if Bobby Slowick would have withdrew his name, people would be upset. People would be throwing up and crying and vomiting all over themselves because Bobby Slowick withdrew his name. Next thing you know, he's fired and updating his LinkedIn and just trying to get a job down at Rouse's. So, it is what it is. Sometimes in life you get, and sometimes in life you get got. And in this one, we got. So we're on to McCarthy. We're on to Rizzy. We're on to Moore. The question now would be, the interesting thing now would be if Kellen Moore withdrew his name and Kellen Moore said, I'm going to stay put. I'm going to chill. Then it is down to Mike McCarthy or Darren Rizzi. And in the balance is Clint Kubiak. So Clint Kubiak could possibly be a replacement OC in Tampa. Could be a replacement OC in Houston. I mean, there's a lot of interest in Clint Kubiak, right? So if it's Kubiak and Rizzi versus McCarthy, I'm going Kubiak and Rizzi all day long. If Kubiak leaves and is McCarthy and/or Rizzi, it's almost kind of the same, because in both situations, you would think they're going to have to hire a play caller. They're going to have to fill out the staff. I also have heard rumors that Mike McCarthy might be a potential fit in Houston as the OC, which would be absolutely wild. I've heard that McCarthy and Chip Kelly are a couple of candidates over there for the Texans, which would be absolutely nuts. But there's a lot happening here, and I mean it is moving fast. Like, it's crazy how fast this is moving. It's crazy how hot these updates are coming. I mean, like Rapoport said, you're talking about the eve of the AFC Championship game. Like, think about what Joe Brady's doing right now. Think about what's going on in the Buffalo Bills locker room. Think about what's going on for them, preparing to face Darth Vader, preparing to face the Kansas City Chiefs in Arrowhead tomorrow. And he says, hey, guys, timeout. I got to go make a phone call. He goes down the hall, puts whatever, 80 cents into the payphone, rings up my guy, Mickey Loomis, okay, and says, hey, pal, look, what are you doing? So I know it's Saturday night, 6 o'clock. I'm sure you're busy, probably getting dinner, probably watching James's video. He's only put out 5 videos today, so you're probably trying to catch up on James's absolutely insane content. Oh, wait, you're watching this Call of Duty campaign? Wait a minute, you're getting caught up on James's gaming channel? Wow, he put 5 videos out on this channel, then he also has a gaming channel going on? Oh wait, he also has a wrestling channel? Oh my god. I mean, does this guy ever sleep? Oh, wait a minute, you're also watching his college football dynasty mode? You're watching his Saints career mode? Jesus, does this guy ever sleep? Anyways, Mickey, look, man, I'm gonna have to pull out of the head coaching job. So wild times, but it's one of those things where you always want the option. Like, you want to be the one who makes the call. You want to be the one who interviews. You want to be the one who kind of is proactive in all this. But sometimes it's not the case. Sometimes, it is what it is. So I think if you flip this thing around, like, look at it from Joe Brady's point of view, right? If you flip it around and you look at it from Joe Brady's point of view, I think it makes perfect sense. I really do. And I mean, I know this is going to be controversial yet brave, but I don't think it says that much about the Saints. I think it says more about the situation, like more about the strategy, more about the game theory or whatever, where it just got down to the point to where Brady would virtually risk it all for a spot that he'd be forced into. I think if the Saints would have already hired their guy, and if, I'm just going to make something up, if the Cowboys were the last team there, if the Jaguars were the last team, if the Raiders were the last team, I think Brady would have done the same thing. I think he would have said, I'm going back to Buffalo, because it's just, it doesn't make any sense for what he's got going on, unless it's like a dream job situation. It just doesn't make any sense to risk it when you could double, triple your value come next season. So it is what it is, ladies and gentlemen, but don't let this ruin your Saturday. All right. I am out of here. Thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the next video.